Very good morning to everyone. Welcome. Thank you for spending some time with us by joining us for today's webinar. My name is Amrit Biswal, and I am the Business Development Manager for Italy and Europe at Datoms. Today, we are going to explore and understand. Hello, I think there is some.
Yeah, Amrit, you can.
Okay, I got a system prompt. Anyway, okay, today we are going to explore and understand some of the secrets of the digital transformation journey of your generator sets. Now, I take this opportunity to introduce us as Datoms, an Internet of Things company and wireless sensor networks company offering cutting-edge end-to-end solutions in the verticals of industrial IoT and smart cities. With 6,000 plus users, 10,000 machines connected, and 915 trillion data points analyzed, Datoms is an industrial IoT platform that empowers you to transform all your assets into smarter machines through state-of-the-art device and or software. This is a scalable platform for device management and administration systems that turns around the raw, inscrutable data to precise and crisp insights through AI, big data, sensors, and cloud technologies. This in turn helps enterprises draw the right conclusions and make fast decisions to foster growth. Apart from energy and diesel generator solutions, IoT analytic dashboards, assets, and resource monitoring, there are several other opportunities to engage with data with our domain expertise initiatives, which we can explore. Okay, just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box on the left in your Zoho interface, and I will bring them up after the presentation, and we will also have time for questions at the end. Okay, now by the end of this webinar, you will finally have a clear step-by-step roadmap to the successful digital transformation journey of your gensets and on-site power products. Today, we are going to touch on the journey, the evolution of generators, the future developments, the technological evolution, and adapting to the changing environment. The problems, we will try to understand the key challenges faced by OEMs and customers while retrospecting the entire cycle. Leading the way forward, finally, we will see how leveraging IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and big data can help you successfully deploy IoT or Internet of Things strategies. Now, without further ado, okay, I would like to introduce you all to our guest presenter today, the head of operations and finance at Capital Power's Power, which is an OEM to Tata Motors and Escorts, Mr. Angad Bir Singh Gulati. He has 14 years of experience in the genset manufacturing industry under his belt. As an industry subject matter expert, I invite him to enlighten us with the current market dynamics and throw a spotlight on the key challenges faced by today's manufacturers and OEMs. Okay, now over to Mr. Gulati.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm really thankful to Datom's team for first of all creating this platform, bringing everyone from the industry and allied industries together so that we can discuss the genset and the progress which we see in the genset industry in the coming years. So I have a small presentation for you all. So I'll just take you across quickly through that before we move this session further as planned. So if you look at the generator market, I've always heard in my experience of 14 years that Genset will eventually fade out. Genset nahi bikega aane wale time mein. This is the common theory which has been told to me by many industry people. But I personally feel that Genset is here to stay and will always be there in the market, primarily because Genset is a backup source and not a primary source of electricity. So when it is a backup and it is a standby product and it is not replacing or actually removing the primary source, which is actually the electricity board or the solar power or the wind turbine power, any which one we can say. So we actually need Genset for the backups. If you look at the Genset sale market, as you can see on the screen, so Genset still today nearly 1.5 billion people, as the research says, that they're actually without electricity, and there are blackouts uh, of around 100 to 1000 hours around the world. So the growth is bound to happen because we actually, all of us, we all need electricity for our day-to-day activities or for anything around which we do. So generator sale, if we see that as per this research, that the generator sale is expected to reach up to USD 29.3 billion by 2024, which was actually at a market size of 22.3 billion in 2019. Just because we need actually the uninterrupted power supply, be it a developing country or a developed nation or the underdeveloped sectors of this world, we need electricity for different reasons. So Asia Pacific is right now actually the biggest market for generators, and I personally feel that there is a huge scope and potential for the genset market to grow here. And but of course, for this, huge investments are also coming in infrastructure and in the allied industries. So the rising demand for gensets is actually one of the great drivers of this industry. But there are some restraints also in this industry, like we have challenges from the solar industry, the battery backups, and everything around, which we see that today how technology is moving so fast. Uh, Going forward, we can surely see the market for biogenerators as well. So we see that the generator sales market all around the world, like if you see on the current slide, how China's market, which was to at the volume of 11.6 millions in 2017, is supposed to be around 19.5 million by 2022. So similar patterns we see in US, similarly India, Nigeria, Germany, South Africa, and UK. So there is growth everywhere, be it underdeveloped country, developing, or a developed nation. Uh, like Asia Pacific, another region which is coming up quite fast and where gensets would be required, are still required and would be required in near future as well, is the MEA area, Middle East and Africa area. So here the market is supposed to grow in huge numbers. So I feel the possibility for the African nations could be more towards the lower rating gensets, and the Gulf, which is the Middle East area, would be more dependent on the HHP, higher HP rating, as we say in our industry. So moving forward, on to the next slide, where we see the market segmentation. So market, as we see, is divided from 75 kVA to 300 kVA, 375, and under 75, then 75 to 300, and then we see 300 to 1000, majorly the HHP ratings. I feel that the highest growth which we would see in this industry would be towards the HHP sector in the uh, developed nations, and the underdeveloped and the developing nations would have a growth in possibly all the ratings, uh, majorly due to the population growth, the GDP growth, and the growing power demands across the industries. And there is a huge potential specifically for the rental market here, I see, as the big IT sectors or the hospitals or the malls or the hospitality industries or the infrastructure industries. They are in itself uh, hugely capital intensive industries, and they need actually huge capital investments for their projects. And genset, specifically the higher ratings, are expensive in themselves, as we know. So in time to come, this industry has already started picking up, but then in time to come, I feel that the rental industry may pick up, and there can be huge demand for taking these higher HHP rating gensets on rent from the rental industries, as it reduces the capital investment of the buyer. One thing, and the second, it also reduces the risk of failures, as they would always want to partner with an experienced and professional rental partner in the market. So this gives them a quicker return on investment, a quicker ROI, and a lower capital investment, which is at the initial stage of the project. Uh, Now, I always say that there is an evolution which is required in every industry in a certain period of time. And if that does not happen, you might have to wind up the product, or move out of the market. And then if we see around us, the most fast evolution is in the market of mobile phones. We see that they have a new software, they have a new feature every few months. So like Nokia, we see is a quite good example where we see that they refused to change and they were put off the market. So in these reasons, we see that similar changes and similar upgradations have to be brought into the genset as well, so that we keep evolving, and we actually need to serve our customers in a better way, be more customer centric, and provide so that we can provide more value for money for which the customer is paying for his genset, for their genset. So next evolution, I feel, could be how we use the data. As it is rightly said, that data is the new oil. So how do we capture the data? How we analyze the data? How we use the data, so that we can give a better product, better service, and uh, and an altogether better experience to the customer. Today, there are some challenges which we feel that a customer might not be aware of the uh, basic things of the genset, like uh, how much diesel is there in the genset, what is the fuel level, what is the lube level, uh, what is the issue in the genset, why is it not starting. So as a customer, if I put myself in the customer's shoes, I feel that when I buy a genset, I want it to operate 24/7 whenever it is required. It should not be it is down due to battery discharge, or it is down due to uh, probably inaccurate data which is coming out from the genset due to some failure which cannot be controlled, or which may take time to resolve. So these are the glitches which we need to come out of it, and I feel that capturing the data in the right way and using it, or providing the services through that data to the customer, can be an evolution in coming time. So I feel and I hope DataOMS has got an opportunity here, and if rightly utilized, could be a big changer in the genset industry. So that would be all from my side. Over to you, DataOM team, and we hope that we have a good representation of the problem which we have just discussed, or the evolution which we can expect in this industry in coming times. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gulati. That was very insightful of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so as we saw, as mentioned by Mr. Gulati, there are a few common customer challenges as well. And the manual and cumbersome processes that they have to go through for services, maintenance, or repair jobs, or in general, fuel consumption and theft. There can be fuel proliferage. There can be most of the time customers are really interested in knowing the fuel consumption, but if they have the capability to see the real-time instantaneous fuel consumption, that's a value addition that they are very interested in. Then there is service detail tracking, having all of it, all the 100 different components that go into the whole ecosystem, or let's say the whole product. Simplifying their service details and simplifying the tracking or maintenance or routine jobs is another challenge. Finally, fault detection and activity tracking. Value addition in fault detection and tracking the operational activities of gensets is a great point where customers tend to face challenges. So now, without further ado, moving on, we will turn the time over to Mr. Pravas Swain, our main presenter today. Pravas is the head of business development at Daytoms for the Indian subcontinent and Africa. He is an expert in digital transformation and industrial IoT. He helps industries create value through simplifying management, operational, and informational technologies. If you have a hard time jumping into the Industry X.0 bandwagon or understanding how you can leverage industrial IoT to make data-driven decisions, then you will definitely benefit from his tips. Uh, at the same time, he will give you some pointers on offering the ultimate end-to-end solutions for your business and customers. Now, over to you, Prabhas.
Thank you, Amrit, for
Yeah.
your lovely introduction. So, is it audible to all of you, if I'm not wrong?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. And thank you, Mr. Gulati, also to have to spend some time with us and for your insights regarding the evolution of the gensets since last 2 decades. So you have also mentioned like how the OEM and distributor are facing operational challenges such leading to an unexpected genset failure, neglecting the maintenance or unable to track the full pilferage of the genset for the customer. On the same note, if we can implement the IoT solution uh, onto the generator, then this problem can be catered. So if I say IoT, so this is a jargon like here, everywhere you will find the IoT. So an IoT system consisting of the like sensor-based device, which talk to the cloud directly with some kind of connectivity. Once the data get to the cloud, the software processes, then it might decide perform an action such as sending any alert or automatically adjust some sensor device without the need of the users. But if the user want to give some input, then if the user want to check something in the system, so there is an user interface will be also there in the IoT system, so where the user can do so. That's how the IoT system work in a high level. So in current scenario, if you see, there is two things are there already been there in the industry. One is IT. So if you say information technology, so every genset has a controller. So data are stored in the controller. In the system, you maintain a manual logbook. So that logbook can be captured in a system in a Excel format manually. So there is a storage system. There is a computer technology. There is a data analysis there in the information technology part. And in the operation technology part, like in the field, we have the machineries, you have the equipments, traditional equipments, and you have like include such as industrial control system and supervisory control and data acquisition like SCADA system is available. What we basically, if you connect the IT system and the OT system in the generator in a single platform, then it will paired with like the internet of things, especially when paired with the edge computing that enable the IT person into IT OT convergence. Let's discuss how this IT OT will reduce your operational challenges. So IT OT is more direct control, back please, more direct control and more complete monitoring with easier analysis of data from the complex system from anywhere in the world. This enables the worker to do their job more efficiently and improve the decision making as they have access to real-time insight of the data we provide. So what is the benefit of this IT OT system? So it's a simplified process control system. you have the real-time data available with you all the time. As Mr. Gulati said, they don't have like the availability of data like when I got fuel filled. So you have the real-time data will be available all the time with you. You can gain insight for business process improvement, like you can make your small DG into a smart DG. So in this way, this operational architecture will enhance, like it's IoT enabled the governance and planning system. It enabled the business system. It enabled the production also. It enabled the smart sensors. Next, please. So how integrating this technology? So if you can see over here in the slide, so you have the DG owner, who are the customers of the gensets. They will connect, the OEM will sell the DG. Earlier the OEM sell the DG to the owner. So now if you implement all IoT system over a single machine, so the data of the DG owner, like the fuel level, the your lube oil pressure, the battery voltage, all the parameter will be directly available with the OEM all the time. So that if there is a breakdown will happen, OEM can alert a flag or alert some issues to his service people to give proper maintenance to the DG owner. So what happened earlier, it was like on everything has been done in a phone call. So now if you a digital aggregator of industrial platform connecting system integrator, industry, customer who are looking for smarter IoT generator with the manufacturer. So the manufacturer now the bridge between the DG owner and the service provider. Next, please. So to improve the predictive maintenance for the OEM, if we incorporate this IoT application onto the generator, then we convert this generator into a smart generator. The smart generator would be able to collect the data directly from the field and transmit it to an IoT gateway, which would then transfer that information into an analytic application platform that to be integrated with the organization, so that now the OEM can have a unified system for his business operation. In addition to edge computing capabilities, to industrial IoT devices allow processing the real-time data closer to the source. Instead of sending the data every time to the cloud or network, the IoT system has a centralized location for processing. IoT device can analyze the time sensitive process data and return insight quickly, then directly monitor for the gensets. So it doesn't require to send the data all the time. If there is a fault alert, the system can give you a rightly alert at the same time. So if you can see over here, so what happened in the earlier stage? What happened in the earlier stage? So there is a machine is already there in the DL genset. So now what we do, we collect the data directly from the machine using a gateway device. So every time your machine data will be stored in the server directly. So earlier what happened, these data will be available on the field itself. So now if all the data will be available in the cloud, so whenever there will be a breakdown, whenever there will be a fuel pilferage, so at the time alert will be generated to the support office or who are providing the service system. So at that same time, the support service customer success people can send a service engineer directly to the site for the maintenance of that genset. When the service people reach the genset, He will do the manual work. He will rectify the problem. At the same time, in the mobile app, he will fill up all the detail whichever he has already been done in the earlier, like he is supposed to maintain a field service report that doesn't require at that time. So he maintain the field service report in the mobile app itself and submit. So every data will be available in the cloud for the data processing. So here, if you can see in the right hand side, like data from the equipment and that is support collected and integrated. It has analytic module at the core process data from the central database. It also evaluate against the data will be also evaluate against the historical data with some KPIs. If the predicted scores violate a threshold value, an alert also issued to the support for the review. So these kind of predictive maintenance that will be gearing up the OEM to have the data all the time. Next, please. So another challenge is for I think every OEM or the service provider is like managing the team of service technician or field force is one of the most challenging and most operational complex task, because it's so obvious, because it's involves so many variables which they have to log every time, they have to monitor every time, they have to control, and these are by human labors. So it took a significant amount of time and precision to keep track all of the unpredictable change that could occur anytime. Miscommunication, delay, and incorrect or incomplete information inhabitability plugged many OEM in these situations. And while electronics database certainly help in some matter, but they are still are prone to human errors. So by integrating IoT over here, so we can reduce all these things. This system is designed in such a way that to keep track of various components of the field operation. These components are typically includes like asset detail, like the genset details, scheduling of your visit, customer portal for the complaining, and many more. In terms of SaaS management, of all these component is usually controlled through a cloud-based portal, which can be accessed from mobile device while in the field. The technician are on the job. So if you can see over here, so if you like if you want to the first screen, see the first screen here, like it's reduced the downtime because you already have the data why my DG has gone down. So you have the ample amount of information, like why I need to send my service people there. So whenever the DG got downtime, so it's reduced the downtime with the proactive alert. That alert you already been generated. So it's also reduce your operation and maintenance cost, because you know which person you need to be sent over there, what is the issue and who should we go there. There might be some person who is good in battery operation, there might be some person there is some electrical failure also, some like some internal failure also. So you can dispatch the right operation and maintenance people to solve your problem. And as you know, all the problem is all the problem is there. So it ensure your service engineer will equipped with right set of tools before going to the field visit. These collaborate experts will remotely real time ensure to quick fix your problem. And this gain of real time visibility, your customer will happy that okay, my problem will got solved, and everything every step has been captured in a field service management. So when you send a person, you don't require, like when you analysis these kind of report in the future, then you don't require all the time to go through the manual record keeping mode. You can directly say search your customer detail. It will be it will rectified in the customer life cycle sheet. Next, please. And last, the customer management. So the customer will, like, when you sell a DG to the customer, so all the detail like AMC, service management, as I explained in the previous slide, the service management, the AMC, the customer contract, everything has been tracked. So suppose you provide the OEM provide to a customer, or the dealer and distributor provide the customer a DG. So he don't require, like, when that DG set has gone. So when he sell the DG, it's from that time he just need to put, so in the 2 years my warranty will expire. After 2 years I need to collect the AMC. So before 2 years will be arise, so you got a notification that on this month this customer AMC will expire. So the customer also will be happy. So customer can renew his AMC directly from the portal itself. That is the personalized sales service portal. The customer can do the payment. The customer can build, the OEM can bill to the customer. The customer can extend his AMC. All the things can be done in a single portal. So next is the root cause of issue resolution. Because in some time what happened, for an example, if I give you a live example, suppose for high coolant temperature, the genset got shut down many of the time, but customer don't have any idea, like, if the high coolant temperature got high, what I need to do. The customer get panic and customers contact the service engineer, service people, or OEM. But if you have the root cause analysis available with you, with the customer, so the customer need not to worry about why the problem happened, why my DG set got shut down. That it's required, like, without visiting any kind of service engineer, the issue can be resolved. So the root cause is a root cause of the problem is the main issue over here. Then we come to the automate process of complaint management by categorizing, prioritizing, and assign customer complaint to the right service person. This help you to resolve the issue as much as faster way. Then customer expectation are constantly on rise. But how do you know your customer is happy with your service provided by your service team? Through IoT application, it will generate a report that number of ticket received from the customer, and that how the ticket will be resolved, how they track to monitor the performance of the service person. All these things can be tracked over here. The customer will be happy because every time customer is a king. So to sell your gensets, to sell your any product, so you need to make your customer as happy. Because if customer will be happy, then you will get an order from the customer repeatedly. So these are the 4 points, like, I need to explain you, like, by implementing the IoT solution over here will will leverage your digital genset to a next level. So thank you, Amit. Amit, I think you're on mute.
Okay. Thank you, Pravas. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello. Yes. Thank you, Prabhas. Okay, as Prabhas delved into the complexities of and the ins and outs of the journey of digital transformation, uh, I would like to showcase the business model and how datums or how a actual complete solution should be designed or should be provided or implemented, so it adheres to the word completeness itself. The thing is, as Pravas talked about cloud, and what it gives us is beyond geographies, or also we get value like scalability. For example, a lot of these power alternative power sources are provided or being used at the data centers. And now data centers have their own systems which help to balance load or to use advanced systems which help to minimize the energy as well as have the vision of a greener future, right? And today's model follows that when these products or these generators are provided there, it is up to the data center or your customer to implement their solutions or to interface with your generator for attaching it to their existing solutions. For example, if Google has their own data centers and they are one of your customer, then you providing a data center, providing a diesel generator will be interfaced with their adaptive AI system so they can manage the whole solution. But now moving forward, you can already have a smart generator which wouldn't require you to additionally attach or change components, because through datums they can easily access or easily monitor, control, and use your system through standardized protocols and APIs. So interfacing becomes suddenly a very easy thing, which used to be before. Your generators can be ready from the moment they leave the factory. So let's look here how a complete solution should have all the following features. For example, for manufacturers, the manufacturers can have their own management, accounting, service, annual maintenance contract, automation, and all the bells and whistles. They sell to vendors, resellers, rental service owners, as well as they have direct sales and rental solutions to end customers. Now, your implementation or your digitally transformed generator should be adaptable to all these situations or this multi-layered scenario where you, although are a manufacturer or OEM, or you are a vendor or reseller, you should have a highly decoupled but cohesive ecosystem. So expanding the envelope of existing smart solutions, Datums is really the front runner. As you can see, we adhere strongly to being always available anytime, anywhere, and this is possible by providing support for all access interfaces, immaterial of where you have, and through the architecture implementation of the IoT platform, there should be clear separation or access levels or data security or the flow of overall process. Yes, as we know that COVID-19 showed us that there were a lot of traction in the servitization or service-driven models, and digital transformation was a key. So as a servitized or more, let's say, service-driven model, an IoT solution which is complete should actually encompass all layers, all levels, and the whole life cycle. Yes. So in the end, I would like to say that your implementation or your journey at the end, what you should have is not something complicated, but something very simple and capable at the same time. This is where you take your generators to the next level by adopting industry. Okay, so now thank you for. So with this, we go ahead and take some time for questions. Okay, so please do not forget to leave your questions in the question Q&A box on the left, or you can also raise hand if you want to discuss something verbally. Okay, Pravas. Hello. Yes, we have a question. Okay, what is the price to equip, for example, a 500 kilowatt genset? Okay, pricing is the most competitive for us. We have the let's say the most competitive pricing in the industry. We claim that in 15 minutes your generator can be DATOMS ready, and for a net value gain of almost more than 10 to 30%, the cost of would be close to 1%. So for the cost of 1% addition to your genset, you can leverage value of more than 30%, a minimum of 10%. Yeah, hope that answers to Emile, Moni. Okay. Uh, okay, next question is during downtime, how to manage DG? Okay. This is exactly the scenario where the DTOMS DG monitoring system comes into play. As Pravas mentioned, the edge device for the IoT gateway is connected to your DG and have the capability of edge computing, right? They form a fog in themselves. So what happens is during downtime, for example, which we don't have. We claim a 99.9% uptime, but let's say for unknown reasons, let's say network connectivity or something, if you have downtime, then the gateway itself can process and handle all the mitigative operations without intervention. And if you want, you can also through local other network interfaces, for example, Bluetooth, or let's say if you your DG is powered through LoRaWAN, then you definitely might be able to have the data locally as well, or have the interface locally. I hope that answers. Okay. Are you adding sensors, or are you just taking data from the genset controller? Okay. The addition of sensors depends on the requirement. Let's say your generator has 80% of the capabilities that a smart genset should provide. Then there might be requirement of one sensor or two sensor for the 100% capability. In that case, we offer, let's say, flow meters, fuel gauge, fuel like true fuel consumption with sensors, and other kind of sensors, which are dependent on what is the feature set you desire from your genset. Let's say if it's a very high capacity one, then you are being more concerned about more detailed workings. In that case, you can. But in simple words, there is no requirement of sensors. You can directly interface with the controller through a very small nanoscale DATOMS IoT enabler and achieve the full functionality of whatever the controller is already having access to. Yeah, I hope this answers. Okay, how many DATOMS units have you sold so far? Okay, well, DATOMS, as I mentioned, is a platform. It's a complete platform. So the key to understanding is that as an enabler of IoT technologies, the question would rather change from how many units to in the term of numbers I mentioned in the beginning. For example, there are 6,000 plus users of Datoms. There are 10,000 plus machines already connected, and 950 trillion plus data points analyzed. So it's gonna be growing henceforth. Okay, who owns the data? Andrew Clayton asks. Okay, data, in this case, data ownership is, of course, we understand as data ownership is a very privacy. Yes. Yes. So hello. I guess you got the answer from Prabhas that the customer only owns the data, and as before, as with agreeing with your customer, you can have your service the same data that you had previously, which were the bare minimum needed for you to provide them the services. Okay. Please post here. Okay. Okay, we wait for a few more questions. Let's say 1 or 2 minutes, and we can wrap up. Okay, for demonstration, you can reach out to us, and we can provide you an absolute fast demo. Is alert of DG can be resolved remotely? Yes, yes. That is definitely one of the key features. Depends on, of course, this depends on what is to be done. Apart from mechanical failures, all other things can be resolved. How are you predicting maintenance, running hours or based on actual conditions? Okay, there are two angles to this question. One would be routine tasks or periodic or episodic tasks, right? These are already known to the manufacturer. For example, a manufacturer or a service provider, they have their expertise, which knows when and how these routine tasks need to be done. These are adopted or adopted by DTOMs so that these things happen on time. Okay, these are very crucial parameters. For example, there is some filter change, or there is some other kind of maintenance activity, even general cleaning. These DTOMs allows you to integrate all these activities into a flow. The other part, other angle is which are actual conditions. Through, as I mentioned, with our predictive analysis, the system, the implemented AI or the predictive algorithms, they help monitor your current situation all the time and help predict it in real time, let's say. So with these insights, one can actually do unplanned or let's say prevent these kind of situations to happen. Yes. Do you use on-shelf gateway or are you manufacturing? Okay, we designed our own gateway. We have a whole product portfolio of gateways based on customer needs, as well as we also use certified gateway from our partners. So our partners, which have devices on par with the standards of DATOMS, which is known as trade transmission device and trade omni. We have partnered with them to provide services in geographies where they can actually provide hand-in-hand service with us. Okay. And next question: the true value of machine learning helps extract minimum utility from the assets. How capable is your software to predict this? Okay. Okay. Let's go into machine learning. There can be hello. Yes.
Yeah, let me answer this question.
Okay.
The true value of machine learning, if I say, so in a machine learning, like we have to proper amount of data need to have available. So in a like when we use machine learning, so on the gateway we are capturing all the data, and the data size will be like in every minute we can capture either 4 amount of data or 1 amount of data. So if large amount of data will be available with us, so it will be easier for the machine learning, and the machine will be behave at like depending upon the earlier data. So yes, we do provide machine learning the true value.
Yes, I would like to add that, as mentioned, it helps to extract maximum utility. Now, this begs another question, which is how specific or how generalized. So, hello, I am having some noise. Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. So as I was mentioning, so how specific or how generalized? Now, a general model-based or machine learning system would help with all the activities that are very general to all scenarios, like scaling, or let's say like the fleet managing of your gensets. Now, when it comes to specific value addition or specific utility, for example, let's say you want to actually smart manage your total energy production from a fleet of gensets. In that case, we can always pursue a model-less reinforcement learning, or we can go deeper into this and provide a solution, let's say a reward-based, Monte Carlo-based approach, where we can provide you with a system where data actually rewards the system for better behavior over the long run, right? I guess we can further go deeper into this subject, but I hope that answers. Okay. Does the data reads the condition of the mechanical parts of agents, mechanical parts such as piston rings, valves, injectors, nozzles? Also, can it identify an analog that diesel is used to run the genset? Okay, for this I would request Pravas, because
So the mechanical part. That can be direct. Hello. Yeah, is it audible?
no, there was a bit of disconnection.
Yeah, now we can audible.
It's fine. I think we can answer them personally. Hello. There is some network issues. Okay. Could you try saying something, Pravas?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm saying like the data, you want to measure the mechanical parts such as piston, ring, rocket arms. So that can be also measured. But on that field, like we want to know like what exactly.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. So with this, I would love to wrap up our Q&A session. For all those questions and unanswered questions as well, we will reach out to you personally so that you can have a conversation with us or get to know. Okay, so I would love to thank Mr. Gulati again, and thank you to Prabhas and thank you to everyone who spent time today to join us. So it looks like we have covered the whole understanding the journey of our generator set. And I don't think there is anything else we wanted to cover before wrap up. So thank you again for attending this webinar. Again, if you wish to learn more, then you can always reach out to us with the email address provided on the screen, or just drop us an email at contact@datons.io. You can also reach out to us through social media and shoot any questions or any doubts or any information if you want. So thank you again. Have a great day. So see you again.